Oh no, Momo. Momo, what did they do to you, my guy? Generic intro in the Dak Greensboro here, back with another overanalyzing Avatar video. Today we're doing the Netflix live action teaser trailer. I have avoided any spoilers for this. I have not watched any video about it, so this is going to be my first time seeing it, and I'm also doing overanalyzing Avatar's version, so he's going to point out things that I would have missed if I did my own reaction to it. So you're basically getting my reaction to him and my reaction to the trailer itself all in one go. So it should be really interesting. I'm excited for it. I don't know how you feel about it. I'll be reading your comments. Leave some down below. You took my reaction to the last video, which was the under analyzing Avatar book 1, 2, and 3. I'll leave a reaction to that right up there. Also be linked down below in the description. Also a place on my channel with all my other over analyzing Avatar reactions. Go in chronological order, but like I said, do read all your comments. Also shout out to the patrons because they get the videos a day early and allow me to have a paywall channel. I hope I can make your day just a tiny little bit better, but like I said, do read your comments, and I hope you're subscribed to those future videos. But let's go ahead and jump into the teaser trailer because this is gonna be my first time seeing this, but let's get into it. All right,
Netflix's live-action Avatar.
I have not seen this yet.
Footage. It's only been, oh god, over 5 years since it was announced. Well,
has it really been 5 years?
I hope. Don't want to repeat of that last live-action train wreck if we can help it. But all right, you guys know
the only time I ever walked out of a movie theater disappointed.
Look at this footage and see what we can glean from what they've shown us. I'll try to point out moments I think are happening and where they line up with the original show, as well as locations.
I have not seen the trailer yet.
That is riddled with needless amounts of
I have not seen anyone's opinion.
If a lot of this video is just still frames, it's because the trailer is super new. There'll be copyright snipers all over the place when we take videos out. So I'm gonna see how much I can get away with, but we're gonna have to make do here. Maybe
it's a nightmare.
The trailer on your own to follow along on another tab. You might even hear some opinions too. Who knows? I'm fucking crazy. All right, let's see what we can find. So
what
our first image is of Sozin's comet in the sky, which is an interesting start. We shouldn't be ready to
start
see
with
that
the
until
war.
the end of the show. But actually, it turns out that
it's the original.
Flashback to
yeah,
when the air temples were attacked
makes
100
sense.
years ago. We never even see a single hint of this in the original show. So leading off
I
the
guess people
very
wanted
first
it.
footage we ever see of the show with this implies to me that this will be a very different ride. Seems like we may even get to see some proper airbending action from the monks. It's hard to tell which air temple this is just from these scant shots, but it's definitely not the western, I'll tell you that.
True.
It doesn't exactly look like the southern air temple where Aang is from, but thinking
it could
about
be.
it, now the story's probably going to be told, it most likely is.
Time is a funny thing.
We also hear some narration for the first half of the teaser.
Is that Monk Gyatso?
Largely about time, and I believe referring to maybe Aang's struggle with his identity as the Avatar. There's no direct analog to this in the show, but I bet what's being said is probably supposed to be being said by Roku during his first talk with Aang on the winter solstice. Next, we're introduced to our characters and some visuals we've been dying to see. We finally get to see Katara and Sokka in the moment they discover the iceberg. And I gotta say, honestly, no notes. The scale feels grand, and I think our characters look great. Their parkas are, of course, more designed than they were in the show, which I think is fine. It would have looked a little strange and cheap
if they were the exact same
plain blue parkas. Now we get a shot of Omashu, and yeah, it looks a little computer generated-y, but like what? You were
looks like something out of Lord of the Rings.
What the fuck do you want from them? Also, when the doors to Omashu open, there seems to be some sort of cabbage card here. I don't know why they would include that.
The cabbage guy.
Thing to have there. Never seen that before. Now we get our first shots of Iroh and Zuko, and I gotta say,
Zuko's scars
the best you're ever gonna get in a live-action adaptation. The scene they're shown in is interesting, though. This scene doesn't take place in season 1 of the original show.
Yeah, no, this is new.
The scene of Zuko approaching Azula's ship when she first lies to him to capture him. And we know that Azula is being introduced in season 1 of this adaptation.
Oh, is she?
So this is very likely that moment. Zuko certainly isn't shown this level of reverence ever in season 1. It's also strange to note he seems to be wearing the sheath for his swords on his back.
But he never is seen with those.
Yeah. Zuko loses his first set of swords in the cartoon when his ship gets nuked by pirates, and doesn't get a second pair until 3 episodes
was it pirates or Zhao?
Place. Next, it's a weird nothing shot of a bird near a tower, but this could be the bird going to the tower at the start of the Blue Spirit, carrying news of Zhao's promotion. Now we have a shot of the Fire Throne, and it seems like there might actually be like a chair component to it, unlike in the show.
That's where he
and
just
our
sits
first shot
down.
of Ozai, which
in
is,
season 1?
I'm not a big fan of it. I like that they kept Ozai in shadow in the original show until Zuko saw him again, but I get it. That severely limits what you can do with a character in this new adaptation. I think he looks pretty good, though.
They could have done something.
Mundane shots of Suki and Sokka, and the Kyoshi warriors training. This all
I guess there's a
takes
trailer,
place in the dojo on Kyoshi Island, and I gotta say, pretty stellar set design. It looks just like the show did. Sokka doesn't seem to be dressed in a Kyoshi outfit here, so this is probably the scene near the start of the episode where he comes in and interrupts and is just generally a dick. Now we see Aang approach Crescent Island, but the strange thing is, he's on his glider. Aang never goes to Crescent Island by gliding. The first
He's
time he
Appa.
was with the gang on Appa, and then the second time he didn't even mean to end up there. He just went for a midnight surf, and that shit came way to hand. And we finally get our first shot of Aang in motion. Well, in the trailer at least. Not
it's so much better than the movie.
I continue to say this is probably about as good as you're gonna get visually, at least, from a cartoon into live action. Now, I don't know if that's gonna be a popular opinion.
Let me know what you think about it.
I think everyone looks pretty great. Now we get a shot of Aang being sad in a burned down forest,
which is
definitely when Aang was sad in a burned down forest in the
yeah.
episode The Winter Solstice Part 1. This shot combined with the shot of him visiting Crescent Island and therefore Roku's spirit pretty much confirms to me that at least the Winter Solstice two-parter will play out at least roughly the same. Next we are witnessing burning at his Agni Kai against his father. In the original show,
this is our audience.
Zuko refuses to defend himself at all, but at least in this shot we see Zuko blocking an attack, which is a little odd since Zuko's banishment was actually due to him not participating in the duel.
Yeah, so why would he be...
Ozai's just mad that Zuko refuses to attack is the thing, maybe? Next we have someone putting up a picture of Aang on a board that has like maps and stuff on it. At first I thought this might be Zhao, but I think
it does kind of look like Zhao.
I think it's Zuko. Next we have a shot where Iroh and Zuko are threatened by some off-screen force, and Zuko does a kick. And honestly, the fire effect, the small amount that we see, doesn't look bad.
It looks a lot better than the movie.
Or anything, so we'll still have to wait and see. I'll wager that this scene takes place during the Winter Solstice episodes as well, because we know that those episodes are happening, and Iroh is dressed really weirdly. In the cartoon, he's kidnapped and taken down a road, mostly naked, by Earth Kingdom soldiers.
Yeah, because he's in the hot tub.
I think this is probably that scene, but instead of leaving him naked, they probably just found something to throw on him. And this fight scene that seems to take place on just some road is probably their fight scene against
what about
shot of
the dude that does the firewalls?
The only time we ever see her in
that's
there,
Azula?
Season 1 was the very last scene where Ozai tells her to go capture her brother and uncle. This could be the same scene, but probably much earlier on in the season, considering what we know. Sokka and Katara holding a lantern somewhere. Now that never actually happens, except for Sokka in the extended opening in the very first episode of the show.
Yeah.
His tattoos glowing while he meditates happens at the Spirit Oasis in the North Pole. Weirdly though, he seems to be indoors.
Yeah,
when
inside.
The Spirit Oasis is definitely outdoors in the cartoon. Here we see the attack on Kyoshi Island. Lovely attention to detail that it's on a slight incline, just like in the show. Then
yeah.
we see someone drop from the
that
sky
is pretty
and send
cool.
everyone flying with airbending. Now the thing is though, it looks like this person is wearing green, at least definitely not Aang's colors. And we also know that Avatar Kyoshi has been cast and is appearing in season 1 of this
That's
show.
Kyoshi then.
This is Kyoshi coming up to lay
but also wasn't Avatar Day when she was in?
Appa flying off away from some
That's Appa?
soldiers, and I mean that could be any number of situations. Then we have some shots of the gang flying through the Batola mountain range near the southern
when does this come out?
This is straight out of the original show, and we meet punished Momo.
Oh no, Momo. Momo, what did they do to you, my guy?
The beach of Kyoshi Island, since Aang will want to go there to ride the elephant koi.
With
and
the
then
serpent.
The whole Suki thing and Kyoshi probably show up, and that's it. That's all we get. Minute and a half. And you know, honestly, guys, I don't think it looks too bad. I know we don't get a lot.
I mean, everything compared to the movie
fighting effects
and the game.
There's a lot that has to be done right for this show to be good. But judging it just from this, man, I think they might do it. I think the biggest question still is the tone. Like I said, I think our characters look great. It seems like from the scenes they're referencing, they touch on some very important
I really hope they took their time with it.
Kids,
I mean, 5 years.
Fans of the show? Are you going to try to get new fans? Or are you going to try and find a balance of everything? That's really what I think it comes down to.
Are they going to try to make it so like
visuals are taken care of?
People that grew up with it are going to show it to their kids?
It comes down to the writing and tone. I see this, and I think we've got a chance. Some kind of chance. I guess we'll see February 22nd. This is where
February 22nd. Okay.
Shoutouts, but I'm just going to do one of these real quick. If you're just finding my channel because you're interested in Netflix's Avatar, you should subscribe because I'll be covering it extensively. You'll probably be way into my other videos too.
I've reacted to all of those.
Where I go episode by episode and talk about like actually everything about the show. You know, writing. Themes,
he's also doing Korra right now,
clubs, jokes you didn't catch,
which I have not seen.
I've
Korra.
also covered all the Avatar: The Last Airbender comics, and I've even started doing Overanalyzing Korra recently. So yeah, give my other videos a go. Everyone seems to think they're not so bad. There will be a link to playlists in the description. Patrons, I'm sorry, your shoutouts are gonna have to wait until the next regularly scheduled video. I had to pump this shit out as fast as I could. Just know that I love you all.
Meanwhile, I'm getting this video out on like a Thursday because it's typically when I put out these overanalyzing Avatar videos. Patrons got it on a Wednesday. I don't think I still think it's still going to be pretty popular come next Wednesday and next Thursday. I don't think that the trailer is going to die off or the hype's going to die off considering people have waited for this for 5 years. And I remember going to the movie to see that, a live action movie, and that was probably the only time I've ever walked out of a movie theater disappointed. Me and my brother actually went and watched that movie. We were excited to go, and I was just like, that was bad. That was so bad. But I don't know. This already looks better. I really hope that they, did right by the show, and I think they actually got help from the original creators. So that's going to be Hopefully a really good sign of things to come. I have not seen the trailer, so this is my first time watching it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're excited or anything that Overanalyzing Avatar missed that you picked up on. Kip Dog, if you have that, please let me know. And I hope you have a wonderful rest today. Check out some other videos on the channel. But until the next video, take care and cue the music.
We were playing